You are listening to the Joyce Ulrich Show from Toronto, Canada, Arts and Entertainment Edition.
History books, your sense of now, the story of the two-headed cows. Oh, the thought and old spoken rise of the machine toward the broken. Everything is incomplete. Everything is incomplete. Patience long and patience sweet. Everything is incomplete. The phone, the hydro, and the rent. Across the hall, goddamn arguments. Vows you made, still unbroken. The tongues of all the species, still unspoken. Everything is incomplete. Everything is incomplete. Patience long and patience sweet. Everything is incomplete. Swing in motion, summer day. Wish that you remember not to say all the right words that will be spoken. The age in which the fallen cup becomes unbroken. Everything is incomplete. Everything is incomplete. Patience long and patience sweet. Everything is incomplete.
And that's Everything is Incomplete that's the title track from the album Everything is Incomplete. And that's from my guest tonight. He's a Canadian singer-songwriter. He's been compared to like a cross between James Taylor and Simon and Garfunkel. And it's kind of like a folk, jazz, world, just really tasty music he does. Really wonderful Wonderful stuff. Beautiful. He's Canadian. His name is Ian North, and he's from Aurelia. And so, welcome aboard, Ian. So wonderful to have you and your gorgeous, gorgeous music. That was your last album, Everything Is Incomplete, but you've released some singles, which we're also going to play tonight. Recently.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. Yeah, that's right. The album was called Everything Is Incomplete, and was released in August, and now releasing more singles. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. A lot of people are doing that now. Releasing an album is an awesome task, but now releasing those singles and then compiling them into an album later is also a great way to go. So you've had quite a journey, and I want to start the program with that journey because you did have a life-threatening situation that, I believe Everything Is Incomplete. That was the first album after your illness.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had pulmonary embolisms in September 2022,
Mm-hmm.
and I spent like a week or so in the hospital in the ICU. I was in a coma for a while actually, and it was a pretty weird experience. They had me on some drugs, crazy stuff happening in my head.
Yeah.
And but when I got out, and then I started rehab. We were originally living in Bracebridge, and then we moved back to Toronto for rehab, and went through a year of that, and pretty much back to normal. And then I decided to make the album. Well, my wife talked me into making the album, really.
Well,
because I had a lot of songs hanging around and need to do something with them, you know.
Well, what I love about and thank you very much. Your wife's Jennifer, right? Yeah,
That's right.
And
yeah.
she does sing backup on Antarctica, which we're going to be playing. I believe you told me that, and that's going to be
Right.
that's a beautiful tune, gorgeous song.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, but you have. I found the music from Everything Is Incomplete, that compilation of songs that you put together for that album, very complete actually. The storytelling, you are a true bard. Which is in the Canadian tradition, of Gordon Lightfoot and all these wonderful artists who are telling the stories of our country, of the places, where they've been, and that's what I love about Gordon Lightfoot because you can relate, to the different places, or Stompin' Tom, even Stompin' Tom Connors, and
Stompin' Tom, yeah, he's a legend.
A legend, yeah, and he never left Canada. He just stayed here and
Right.
and made his way and very well. But yeah, so a lot of your songs, I could relate to them because they were like talking about places, I believe in Toronto even.
Yeah.
They were. I think some of them I related to there, and it's just that you're talking about things your own experiences, I believe.
I do like to have they all draw on my own experience, but then sort of put through a filter.
Yes.
And I like to draw on the places that I know and that other people would relate to. It brings a sense of reality to what you're listening to,
Mm-hmm.
Right from the very beginning on the first CD called Emptiful, a song called Mystery Tavern, which I knew people who lived in Sault Ste. Marie. So I threw Sault Ste. Marie into the song. And I had lived in Montreal, so I threw that in too.
Yeah.
And it gives it a sense of reality. Yeah.
Of place, and people can
Yeah.
sit. I mean, my always talked about Mystery Tavern. My mom was the singer. She was the singer down at the old Brunswick House for 27 years down in Pickle Alley, and
What? I probably saw her there.
you probably
at
did.
some
Rock and
point.
Irene. Did you ever go to the Brunny? Well, you were Brunny virgin. There you go.
Well, used to go when I was going to school, university.
Yeah,
I used to go to, the downstairs at the Brunswick, right?
that's right. That's right. Well, she was
On
there.
the weekends at some point.
Well, she would. Yeah, you would have seen her because she was there from 1975 to 2002. So if you were in that,
That's exactly when I was going there. Yeah,
you
that's
probably
right.
may not remember a whole lot of things, Ian. We won't go there. We did. How,
Well, I won't. I don't remember exactly what happened. Yeah, but
no, no, no. But it was a fun place with Donnie
it was.
Sinclair, Donnie the Dwarf, and all the great people who were there, the Oklahoma Kid and all that. Yeah, it was a great place. But those are the kinds of places and people that make great songs.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
you have really captured that. I found in I want to play one more song from Everything Is Incomplete before we go on to your latest singles, because you there's some really beautiful music that you've come up with there as well, and we want to give it a chance to. We got lots of time to play things, but what song would you like to play, and then give us a backstory on from Everything Is Incomplete?
Well, we could either do Tumble Down. I mean, you're referring to Toronto. I was thinking that's Landscape Architect, right? Where it refers to
Oh
the
yeah,
Drake Hotel.
that was, yes, that's great. Yeah, the Drake Hotel and everything. Yeah, I could see things. You know, I know that
Yeah, and
area very well.
that's based on I did actually live behind the Drake Hotel at one time, and yeah, so that kind of came into that song. And if you want to play that or Tumble Down, either
Yeah.
one is
Well,
good.
let's play Landscape Architect, because that's
Okay.
another one I really related to, and your imagery is so beautiful. You are such a great
Oh, thank you.
storyteller, and I believe that is the strength of a lot of Canadian writers.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
and that really earmarks us here in Canada. So Landscape Architect, I can say it, Landscape Architect. And I got a great big orange cat coming over to me, and I'm saying no. Anyway, he's a big old Maine Coon, but he loves it when I'm on the computer, don't you know? Okay, so
Yeah.
here we go. This is Landscape Architect from Everything Is Incomplete. And you got to get this album. I know everything's on Apple, right? Apple Music, or where else can you get this music?
It's on Apple, Spotify, Tidal, whatever's out there.
Streaming services.
Amazon, YouTube. Yeah, it's on everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll give people
And
that.
also, you can go to my website,
Yes, absolutely.
iannorthmusic.com, and there's links to everything there, and YouTube and to my videos and everything. You know.
Yeah, that's a great website. We'll definitely direct people there. So here we go. Landscape Architect. This is Ian North from Everything Is Incomplete.
I live behind the Drake Hotel, across the alley from the dumpsters and the castaways, gathering up the crumbs. And I trained to be a landscape architect someday. Rearrange the bags and bottles in my way. I watched a tiny TV inside a tiny room. The world was very tiny, was all I could assume. And tiny animals emerged to stage a tiny show, whose message was we all are safe for all I know. For all I know, we're living in heaven. For all I know, the signs are plain. For all I know, the streets of the city will bloom again. I worked inside the factory where the special shoes are made. Keep your feet up off the ground no matter where you stray. And I put the glue inside the shoe, and I said gone when they said go. They might have cried when I said goodbye. For all I know, for all I know, we're living in heaven. For all I know, the signs are city will bloom again. In the park, considering the squirrels, passing time with passers-by and flirting with the girls. God or someone sat with us and sang, hey, Nani, no. That's French for all of us who say, for all I know. For all I know, living in heaven. For all I know, the signs are plain. For all I know, the streets of the city will bloom again, bloom again, bloom again. Bloom again, bloom again, bloom again. Bloom again, bloom again, bloom again, bloom again.
That's Landscape Architect. And that I love the harmonies in that. They are so beautiful. And who produced your album?
Yeah, that was Chris Gartner, who was did a great job. I just love his sensibility, and we worked so well together. Yeah,
Absolutely.
He's been around for a while. He plays bass and does this production work. He plays with Kevin Hearn, the keyboardist from Bare Naked Ladies, and he produced Laurie Cullen. I don't know if you know her, but
no,
he is an old friend, and he produced her when I saw his work on one of her albums. And I thought, well, wow, I would love to have that stuff going on my album. But I also knew him because my wife, Jennifer, he played bass in her band back in the day called Lakewater. And so we already knew him, and called him up, and he said, okay, sure.
No, that's wonderful, and I hope Jennifer gets back into singing a whole lot more. But has she got plans of starting up again, or has she been doing stuff?
I think she's thinking about it. She's thinking about it. Yeah,
we'll
see how far she is willing to go with it. Yeah,
yeah. Well,
she's doing more harmonies on my stuff still. So
well, that's great. It'd be nice to hear a duet.
Yeah, well, there's some of her on Antarctica.
Yeah.
We do live. We do Hickory Wind and some old sad songs like that together.
Yeah,
more duetty. Yeah,
no, that's what. Yeah, your songs, they touch deep inside. That's all I can say, And I just have a question for you about the shoe factory. Did you work in a shoe factory?
Yes, I did work in a shoe factory.
Was it Diamond? Was it Diamond Shoe?
Because who would know anything about shoe factories who hadn't worked in one?
I would. I would know. My
it was in many years ago when I lived in Madoc, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
That's about a half an hour north of Belleville, and there's a shoe factory somewhere around there. I forget what town it was in. And I worked there for, I don't know, I think I worked there a couple of weeks, and then
that was it, eh?
That was it. It was so hard. It was so hard. And it was piecework. So very hard to make any money. And so after a couple of weeks of not being able to keep up with the piecework, I said, well, I'm going to move on to something else. The funny story about it is they said, no, you can't quit. They were constantly on my case about not meeting the quotas. And then they said, oh, no, you can't quit. We need you.
That's it.
So I said, okay, I'll stay for another week, but you can't ride me about my quota.
Well, no.
So I stayed for another week, and yeah, that was it. I mean, they gave you minimum wage if you didn't meet the quota, so
Oh
it's
yeah, no,
something.
no bonuses, no extras. Well,
No
no.
extras, though. Yeah.
Well, the only reason I asked you because this was obviously the Drake Hotel and all that area. My mother-in-law. Here's more. This is what you get with me. Okay, you get stories. All right.
Yeah,
It's a conversation of stories. It's not like your regular program here.
Yeah.
So my mother-in-law, Bernice, she was the bookkeeper and also did shipping and receiving and all kinds of stuff at Diamond Shoe down on Niagara Street. Okay, in Toronto. So I thought I had this crazy idea that maybe it would have been so incredible if you had worked at that shoe company, But they were providing shoes for Simpsons and Sears, at the time, Jessica line of shoes. And then the old bosses, retired, and the sons took over, and they sent everything to China, and the stuff came back from China, and they all had to be re-glued. All the shoes had to be
Oh, yeah.
re-glued. It was just a mess when they came in, those orders and everything. She was always crepsing about that, they're not, they're not.
Yeah, that was the worst part, was the hot glue.
Yeah.
You end up with scars all over your hands at the end of every day. So
Yeah, well, they had to take the shoes apart and re-glue them. So you can imagine
that's even worse.
that, especially when you got a whole cartons and cartons of shoes going across Canada to all these Sears, stores.
Yeah.
Just terrible. Anyway, so there's so now you heard about my mother and my mother-in-law. Enough already. So, but these are stories, and they have to be told, and they are a little capturing pieces of history, because the world is changing so quickly. We're about to just jettison into a new age, like I keep saying, 100 years ago we jettisoned. We're about to even go faster now. We better hold on very tightly, because we're going crazy. So these kind of stories are important because they capture a moment in time. And that's what I love about the storytelling that you do. It really does capture that beautifully. So let's talk about China Moon. I know that's something I believe that's close to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe a backstory there, and I'd like to play that. That's beautiful.
Sure. I'll tell you a little bit about it. That was based on Jennifer's stories of her childhood growing up in East York, the borough of Toronto.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of ravines, and she would play in the ravines and have this imaginary life in nature and in the trees and treehouses. And so that China Moon is about that. It's kind of an imaginary version of her childhood.
Wow.
But drawing on old folk songs and old folk images of, the cherry without the cherry stone, and the kind of
I love a cherry without that kind of thing. Yeah.
They're the land between the sand and the sea.
Yeah.
That's very Paul Simon. That's Scarborough Fair. That's old English folk songs. Yeah.
Beautiful. And how many children get to have that kind of life where they're playing in a ravine and climbing into a tree of the tree house, or just climbing a tree? And how many kids get that opportunity now? See, things are changing very quickly. So these songs really they have a beautiful place and a space. So this is China Moon. And this was released as a single, correct?
It was. And Jennifer did an amazing video for that too.
Yes. And
she does the videos. Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice. Thank you. They're actually beautiful. So that would be on YouTube under Ian North Music, correct?
Or what? At Ian North Music. At Ian North Music. Yeah, on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. And you've got a lot of beautiful, and you've also got, we'll talk about that later. We also got your podcast up there. We'll talk about that. But first we're going to listen to China Moon. This is beautiful.
Okay.
China moon, there is a clock whose hands never go round. Because the day stands still at 1 until the sun goes down. In China moon there lives a girl whom none will ever marry. Until the boy brings a cherry stone that was never in a cherry. China moon, beautiful China moon. In China moon, there is a land between the stream and shore. And the girl who lives in China moon builds mansions there and more. Liquor sticks grow in the grass, pollinated by the bees. In China moon, diamonds grow like apples in the trees. China moon, beautiful China moon. In China moon, there's a tree 100 miles around. Each branch a boat that never sails except above the ground. Girl who comes from China moon lives away up high and turns her face from those below and always to the sky. China moon, beautiful China moon.
see people, you can dance under the trees, under the China moon. It's got a world music sound to it with the percussion in there. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, that was yeah. I think that might have been Jen's idea to put the tabla in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds well. Good idea, Jen. She's a creative. She's a creative soul. You've got her.
She is. She's a painter and a musician, and yeah,
and a
and
videographer, and she does
and
your
a,
and
yeah,
an editor.
absolutely.
She's creating your videos. So,
That's
yeah,
right.
what a great pairing you are. So definitely, you
Yeah.
two have got to do more together, where she's more visible. You put her out there with you. I think that well, there's a lot of there are a lot of great husband and wife duos out there, so I think
Well,
that's
yeah, for
great.
sure.
Do you ever come to Toronto to play Cameron House or any of those places, Dakota Tavern or?
Well, I don't have anything planned. I have played in Toronto. Last time I don't remember, but now that we live in Aurelia,
That's a little
I'm
far.
more yeah, I'm more focused on, staying. If you go to Toronto, you gotta pretty much get a hotel room, stay overnight, and blah blah blah. It's like, really?
It's a deal, and you're
Yeah.
not living behind the Drake anymore. So
No, and thank God for that.
I
We have
played
a
the
much
Drake. I
nicer
played
place
the
than that.
Drake once. I played the Drake. They have a nice venue there, but
Yeah,
no, the area
this
in
was
itself is not great.
there. This was before the Renos, I believe, when I was in it,
Y-
living there. There was an alley between where I lived and the hotel.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, the rock bands were very, very prominent in my life
Oh,
at
well, yeah.
night.
So before you fell ill, okay, you're a prolific songwriter. You've done an awful lot. So, when did you start? What are your origins?
Well,
Let's go
they
back in time.
back in the midst of time. Yeah, I mean, I've been performing for and writing songs really for, should I say how long?
No, you don't have to.
Uh,
You don't have to.
si-
I know that you were at
60,
U of T during a time
60
of
years, I think, maybe 60 years, 50 to 60 years, somewhere in there.
so in the womb.
Uh, I started when I was in my late teens, in
Yeah,
public.
yeah.
Obviously, I was working on getting ready for that before that. So, really, I got my first guitar around 14.
Mm.
And before that, I loved to sing. I loved cowboy songs. I loved Roy Rogers and, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
Home on the Range. My parents, in fact, had a home. They used to have a thing that was like would make records, like vinyl records
Yeah, like the
at
wax.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how it worked exactly, but they recorded me singing "Home on the Range"
That was your first
when I was like
recording.
4. Yes, my first recording was "Home on the Range" when I was 4. Yeah,
So you're
I
you're
still have it. I actually have it. I have that recording. Yeah,
you got to digitize that, and you got to
you
play it.
think?
Okay, so
I'm not sure.
Okay, this is a really good segue into your podcast, actually, that you have,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
you
Sure.
play
Yeah.
vinyl. Have you ever played your vinyl?
Um. What? Sir, what do you mean?
Have you ever played your original Home on the
Oh, I
Range
haven't
vinyl
played
on your
my vinyl on
podcast?
my pod. No, I haven't played my vinyl on my podcast. No, I have a collection of records from about 500 to 700 records. I'd say I don't really know for sure.
Yeah.
I keep buying more for some reason. And yeah, it was just an idea of how to, get some something going on YouTube and this was all my records are sitting there waiting for something to happen with them. And
Yeah.
this seemed like a great idea to just pick out 3 or 4 connected thoughts about records and give people a little sample, show the cover,
Yeah.
make people aware of this, what music used to be like, with the big pictures and the lyrics and the credits and
Oh,
yeah.
and flipping through the bins at A&A's, there's Mr. Sam the Record Man.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yeah, for
you'd
sure.
hear him
Yeah.
go flip, 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 flip through those albums.
I used
It was
I used
so
to do that, and
wonderful. Oh,
yeah, and the best time was going through the deleted in.
Yes, the
You know,
ones
the
that were
ones that used
nicked.
to
Yeah,
be
the little chip at
with
the
the little hole,
yeah,
and then
little
with the little
hole.
hole
Yeah,
punched in the cover.
yeah,
Yeah, and then is where you find the real treasures that nobody else wants. You know, I
exactly.
got a few of those. Yeah, I got a few of those. Yeah,
And the thing is now vinyl has made a comeback, but you got to be
that's right.
careful. You got to be careful when you're buying vinyl that's produced now because, as you know, with vinyl you have to have a certain recording process. You can't just go from the way you would, record something for digital to be put on vinyl. This is my
Well, it
it's it,
involves a process.
yeah,
It's in the mastering process really that
exactly.
we discovered.
Well,
So
yeah,
you can record it the normal. You can take your normal
yeah,
recording,
but the
your digital
mastering,
recording,
yeah.
but it has to be mastered differently from.
Exactly. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So we discovered that. Yeah, we didn't actually know that until
Yeah.
discovered that our digital mastering guy didn't know how to do vinyl. So we had
Yeah.
to
It, it
farm it
has
out for the vinyl.
it has to be different. It has to be different. And
Yeah.
you got to go somewhere where they know how to do that, because otherwise
Yeah.
it's just it doesn't work on it. You can make your vinyl, but it's not going to really sound right. It's not
It
going to
won't sound quite right. Yeah.
no.
It has to be, the bass has to be adjusted as the needle moves toward the center. It has to be changed. The levels have to be changed as
Wow.
each song gets closer to the center. Plus, we discovered, I had thought you could put up to 25 minutes aside, but it turns out you can, but that's a whole different pressing process.
Oh,
Otherwise, you're limited to about 20 minutes.
yeah. No,
So I didn't know that. I
yeah.
discovered a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot, but that's important because a lot of people say, "Oh, we're going to
Sure.
get a vinyl record." Yeah, no, you have to do it
Yeah.
correctly, or that's why I say people be careful what you're buying because it has to be, like you said, mastered properly. It's got to be all in that
That's right.
production process. It's got to be done right. And
Mm,
and also if you're just going to be doing it digitally, you can't have it mastered for vinyl, and then expect to
that's
have
true.
it.
Yeah.
They can't go backwards the other way either. So, but a lot of people don't know that, and what happens is you get a train wreck. It's not.
Yeah.
It ain't
Well,
fun.
you need to find somebody who knows what they're doing in terms of the manufacturing of the actual vinyl
Yes,
product.
can't be hack. Yeah.
And so you need somebody who's an expert in that and knows what to tell you and how to do it. And
Well, yeah, a
we
good
used a guy
pressing.
named Richard Boudreau, who's a great guy. Been doing it for years, and we've used him for other CD productions and it's over the years. So
Yeah, you see how
uh,
that's all changed, Columbia Records. I mean, I had a friend who, my son, my brother had a friend who worked for Columbia, and every time there'd be a new album come out, he'd bring one over to us or something, but the
mhm,
pressing, like Deutsche Grammophon, everyone knew that Deutsche Grammophon had the best pressings, for all their classical and
yeah,
everything, it was pristine. And that's the thing. People, it's not just about cutting the record. It's
no,
it's it's a whole. The pressing has to be right. It's a very
yeah.
it's a
I should say Richard is runs a company called AccuDub. That's
okay.
so they're very. If anybody listening to this wants to press a vinyl record,
Mm-hmm.
he's somebody to get in contact with. Yeah,
AccuDub. So yeah, send me
yeah.
that link and I'll put it in the description box.
Okay,
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
your podcast is very cool because you also not only have a great selection of records, but you also have a big selection of Rolling Stones magazines. That I mean,
I've been
I looked
saving
at that
those. I've been
like,
saving those for years, and I finally found something to do with them. I was going to try to sell them online, but I think I'll keep them now.
oh
I
no,
should do
no, well,
more of those, yeah, because they're very. It's like that is a real time capsule, isn't
oh,
it?
well, yeah, it's a treasure. So people who want to also watch your podcast, which is very good, they can go also to YouTube because it's a YouTube podcast.
That's right. It's on there with it's on the same site as the song videos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of your
Eddie and North
playlists.
Music and mhm,
Yeah, it's one of your
yeah.
playlists, your podcast playlist. I think
Oh yeah, and there's a Spotify. Then I make a Spotify playlist
ah,
of the songs that I played on the My Groovy Life
oh
vinyl.
great. Okay, so you give the snippets and then you play the whole song on the Spotify.
Then yeah, so then I go put
Super.
them up, yeah, on a playlist. So if they're available, some of them are not available on digital. They have never been digitized. So
Right.
Whatever I can get on there, I put on there.
Yeah, there's something, eh? Boy, that's why it's
Mm-hmm.
good to come back to vinyl. So that's wonderful. So we got to play some more music. We got to
Okay.
play Antarctica, because what made you write a song about Antarctica?
Well, I'm not sure. It would just came to me, as things sometimes do. Just that sense of, I don't know, must have been in a mood. That sense of isolation and, uh, you know, cold uh, and also the stories of the explorers who die, freeze to death in little tents in the middle of a blizzard. It's just kind of like, wow, the courage it takes to go into that environment. And yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't think I would do that.
No, it's desolate.
Yeah.
It is like on another planet. It's like
So
you.
it's kind of it's kind of a contemplation of that, you know, death, but also of courage, to live,
And also, it is, yeah, and the courage of exploration. And, now we're
Right.
facing more exploration to go to Mars. Can you
Well,
imagine
yeah,
being that astronaut? No, but no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because when we
yeah.
do that kind of exploration, we get more
I'm just,
technology that helps us here on the Earth. That kind of thing. But yeah, imagine, or even going to the moon. Like we're going to be going to the moon again, and that
yeah,
and all the who does that? What kind of person does that? So
yeah,
I think that maybe what you were thinking of as well, like that's so awesome.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, look at those two
Um,
astronauts who just came back after they were supposed to be gone a week and 9 months.
there's
You'd never know
yeah,
what's going to happen.
apparently there's a special on the CBC about Antarctica recently.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I don't know exactly what it was called, but I think it was called Antarctica.
Oh,
Tell you the truth.
well, you
Yeah,
should send them your song.
yeah. So that might be something interesting to look into too. Yeah,
Was it like they're on their in one of their docks? I guess.
I guess so. Yeah,
So people could probably
probably on
go.
Gem. It's probably available on Gem. I don't know for sure.
Okay, something to look
I,
up for sure.
there was also I get the National Geographic, and they recently did a big issue on Antarctica too. So I don't know. It's becoming a thing.
Well, it's like people really, really, really want to go down. I guess because of climate change and everything else. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever's happening,
I know.
people are
Yeah.
wanting to know more. Look, they found something under the pyramids.
Supposedly, yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I don't know the details. Yeah.
yeah. I have to look at that after I do your video, I
Mhm.
do your podcast, and I thought,
Yeah.
oh no, I gotta watch that because that look. But you see, more and more things are being discovered. So who knows? I mean, this
Yeah.
song is prolific. Your song is
Yeah.
prolific. Antarctica. You probably had it's something in the ethers.
It's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah,
Something in the
exactly,
zeitgeist.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you had to write it. So we're going to listen to it right now. So this is Antarctica,
Okay.
and you'll hear Jennifer on this, right?
On harmonies. That's right. On chorus.
Harmonies.
Yeah.
Just mentioning it.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. But you know what? I think it's beautiful that you're working together. I think it's amazing, and
And also, she made the video. Don't
well
should mention. Yeah,
yeah, she's doing your videos.
we actually shot that. We live on a lake,
Hmm.
and it was a blizzard that day, and we went out on the lake on the ice
Oh,
in the blizzard and shot the video.
did you
It
check
was
the ice before you went out?
yeah, it was it was like middle of winter. It was like definitely no,
Frozen.
no problem with the ice for sure.
Oh, good, good,
But yeah,
good. Oh my gosh. Well,
so
yeah,
we
I
just
saw.
shot that
I s-
outside the door here. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you in that parka, and I thought, geez, he looks like he's snowblown. Anyway,
I was very, very cold. That's right.
well, you look like you had icicles coming off you there, growing off you.
I know. That's the beauty of it. It's so authentic. Yeah.
It is very authentic up there in Aurelia,
Yeah.
where we get to dusting of snow in Toronto, and we don't know what to do. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
we're so spoiled. Okay, here it is, Antarctica, and this was released
Yeah.
as a single, Ian North.
On the TV, I saw the explorers buried now beneath the snows. I am afraid sometimes of dying. Even cowards die, I suppose. In Antarctica, oh, the cold will kill you. You've got to be prepared to suffer. I gave up the drink, I gave up the smoking. Ah, but what's the use of that? Give me just a bit of sugar tonight. Honey, please don't leave me flat. In Antarctica, oh, the cold will kill you. You've got to be prepared to suffer. I had a dream, Phoenix, Arizona. I was standing in the desert, all alone. I dreamed that I would stand like that forever. No living thing, just sand and stone. In Antarctica, oh, the cold will kill you. You got to be prepared to suffer.
That's Antarctica, just Ian North and the Penguins.
Yeah, I was just remembering it in that long ending,
Yeah.
kind of just a tone there. There's actually, if you listen very carefully, you can hear pulses that pulse out SOS dot dot dash dash dot dot dot.
Oh,
So listen really carefully though. That's Chris did that. Chris Gardner
I gotta
put that
hear
in
that
there.
again. Hold on a second. Well, I didn't cut it off too short. I don't think
No,
so.
no,
No,
no.
I let
That
it
was
go
right. That
because
was good. Yeah.
I don't like, I really like to respect the music because you never know. The last note is the most important note sometimes, It's
Yeah.
always the most, everywhere you end a song, it's always important,
Yeah.
especially with that. Oh, that's interesting. Oh,
You have to
wow.
listen really carefully. It's in there. Yeah. Just in that pulsing, that last drawn out tone. Yeah.
That's wonderful. I wish you told me that before, but that's okay. When people are listening, then go back and listen to it again. 'Cause
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
that is so
They'll
super.
have to listen to your podcast over and over and over.
And over and over. Yes, please, please, and listen to this beautiful music. No, it is definitely, there is a Canadian sound, and it is a beautiful sound, and it's very open. It's got Oh well, we really, I know there are a lot of great folk music people, folk music all throughout North America. It it's got its roots and everything in different places, but Canadian folk has always been very beautiful. It's been
Yeah.
different. Oscar Brand, wasn't he? He was Canadian, wasn't he? And
I think
was
he
was
was
American?
he was American,
Was
but he
American?
worked in Canada.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. For some reason, I remember him as a kid. Why
Yeah.
why why why
Sing
why
out.
why? Yeah. Well, there you go.
Mm.
It says so Canadian, then pick an American. Good choice. Okay, I'll have to listen to your
Well,
podcast more about music.
the good ones are welcome to come here at any time.
Absolutely. We'll do it. But yeah, no, that's so beautiful. So you have, and you just released. You're doing really well. You've been just releasing one song after another. But this has been a prolific year for you. I mean, it's not even a year yet, and you've
Yeah.
released Everything Is Incomplete, and Antarctica, and then just recently, as a Malahat.
Yeah, that's coming out on Wednesday.
On
This Wednesday,
Wednesday. So
the 26th. Yeah, the 26th of March.
so sometimes people don't like it if it's played before it's actually officially released. Would you prefer?
Oh, we're good with that. It's
You can
preview
play
it.
it. You can
Yeah,
play it.
give
I won't
give
let
the
you do
preview.
it. It's okay. Now go ahead, play it.
And also, I released also "The Beautiful City," which was an actual as a single, which was a remake,
Oh,
complete remake of a song from my first CD. It was meant as a kind of a Christmas kind of thing,
yeah.
Yeah. So there'd be a lot and more to come too.
More to come. And there's Dream
Yeah,
of
after
Yeah.
a long, long layoff, just putting stuff out with 6 weeks to 2 months kind of schedule for
Wow.
singles.
No, well, some people take a long time to put these kinds of things together, but when it's right, it's right. It just falls into place. I
Yeah.
found, and
Well,
especially when
I had all those years sitting around not doing this, not recording, but I was still writing, still thinking, still playing guitar,
yeah.
uh, you know, and it's something I will always do no matter what, whether I'm releasing it publicly or not.
Well, you see what the love of a good woman will do. She got you into the studio. Good, Jennifer. That's good. Get in the studio, honey. Get in there. You got some good songs there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go. And I'm glad you went. Well, I don't know. Is Dream
Yeah.
of Eden from Everything Is Incomplete? Where's Dream of Eden from? I'm just looking at it now, and
That was actually Dream of Eden was inspired by a little Jen is also writes great songs. She had a little germ of an idea,
uh-huh.
um, just a couple of lines, and she said, "Here, see what you can do with this."
Oh,
So I turned it into that song. Yeah,
so this is a
it's
co-write.
inspired by. It's a co-write. Yeah, she gave me the first line, and I changed it, but it's very similar to what she was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the gist of it. So why don't we
Yeah.
play Dream of
Yeah.
Eden? Because I would like to play that. And then we can also play Malahat, and you can tell me the backstory of that after we play Dream of Eden. How's that sound?
Okay.
Yeah, we're here to play music, right?
Sure.
We can
Sure.
do that so people can enjoy the music, and let's just tell them again where they can get your music. Of course, they can head off to your website, which is let me see here. Yeah.
IanNorthmusic.com, or you'll also get there from IanNorth.com. It's either one will get you to the same place.
Yeah, and it'll show you every place
And
that you can get the music. It's all there.
yeah, and Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Tidal, it's
All
all
of
on there.
those.
YouTube.
YouTube, of
Uh,
course, yeah, and your
yeah,
videos are also on your website. So it's a one shop stop,
that's
which
right.
is really great. It's a nice website, really
Yeah.
nice.
hmm
Well,
That
okay.
was designed by Jennifer as well.
I don't doubt that. And I'll tell you, we girls got it.
hmm Well,
No,
as a painter, she has that visual thing going on, right?
oh,
So,
her painting, what I see there in the picture here, yeah, beautiful painting. So maybe I'll have her on
mm,
to talk
yeah.
about her artwork
You can go to her
sometime.
site too, boxofpaints.ca,
Okay.
to see her work. To see her work, yeah.
And she's selling it there as well. Is
She
she's
sells.
selling?
She's selling. There's a lot of prints there.
Good.
I don't know whether she's got any actual canvases on there. Probably,
Yeah, but prints are beautiful.
but they're that that's prints are the cheap way to go.
Well,
Canvases are
yeah,
the expensive way to
yeah, and
go.
the way they do them now, the museum quality prints are beautiful. We've got a lot of technology out there that makes some gorgeous prints. So I'm
Right?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to
.ca.
boxofpaints.ca. Perfect. Get Jennifer's work because she's
Right.
working hard behind the scenes here. We got to get her some business here.
That's right.
And get her out there singing again a lot more. So here it is, Dream of Eden, which is a co-write between. And does she go by Jennifer North?
Not as an artist.
What's
She
her?
goes by Jennifer Claveau. Claveau.
Oh,
CLAV as in Victor, EAU.
oh, she's a French girl.
Her family's from Northern Ontario, French areas of Northern Ontario. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm from French Canada. I'm from Ottawa Hall. I'm a
Yeah.
Gatineau girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I
I'm
guess.
from Ottawa too.
Are
So,
you from Ottawa? Don't
yeah, I
tell
grew up
me.
there. I was born and raised there, back and forth a little bit from the West Coast, but
Okay, before
mostly
we.
Ottawa. Yeah.
All right, so where did you go to school?
Well, Vincent Massey Public, Arch
Okay.
Street Public, and Maryville High School.
Okay, so I lived in Fisher Heights. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I went to Sir Winston Churchill. I went to St. Rita's. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would
Yeah.
have gone to and at Maryvale High, we did a thing for 1967, 1,000 Voices. We were all these choirs from all the schools. I went to Fisher Heights Public School too.
Yeah.
You know Fisher Heights? Yeah, probably you do.
I know of it. Yeah.
Oh, I went.
Really,
I
yeah.
went there. Now it's actually an Islamic school. Kind of.
Oh my God. Well,
I
Maryville
know.
Road, Maryville High School is actually in a song on Emptiful, my first CD, called
Oh.
Angelina. The song is called Angelina, but it talks about Maryville Road and Maryville High School and
Well,
scenes around
we
Ottawa.
used to
Yeah.
go to Maryville High School.
Fisher Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fisher Avenue. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Baseline Road and the Auto Sky
That's right.
Drive-In. Do you remember the Auto Sky
That's
Drive-In?
where we lived. Yes, we used to go, and that's in the song. The Auto Sky
Oh
Drive-In
my
is in the
gosh. I
song.
lived on Sunnycrest. I lived on Sunnycrest. So
Oh my!
I lived at 34
I think
Sunnycrest.
I think that's where my girlfriend lived. Sunnycrest.
Okay, what was her name?
Did you know
Do you remember?
Nancy Roach? Did you
Oh, it's so long ago. I lived there for
or
4
Susan Cole?
No, well, okay.
No.
I'm 69, so I don't know if I'm in that age group.
They'd
But
be like a little bit ahead of you. Yeah,
yeah,
they're my age, or
no,
maybe they're a little younger than me. They might be. Yeah.
well, who knows? Did they go to Fisher Heights Public School? Maybe they did.
No,
Well,
no,
they
they
were.
went to Maryville. They went to Maryville,
Well,
and actually, they would be younger. They would be. You graduated in '69.
No, I graduated in 73 at high school.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I
they were.
graduated. Yeah, they're a little
Well,
older.
ain't life?
I'm a little older.
It's a small world.
Yeah,
So you know. Oh my gosh, the Auto
yeah,
Sky Drive-In. Oh, I love that with that little guy with the hat on his head. It's like,
yeah.
oh my God, little. Oh my
In
gosh.
the song, it's in the song on the first CD,
Oh my God.
Angelina. It's we used to go and hang out, and there was a big field behind the Auto
That's
Sky,
right. That's
and
right.
people would go sit in the field and just watch the movie without the sound, and you get the free movie.
Oh my goch. Well, we loved
And
that. It
one
was
night
so much fun.
we got the neighbors complained or something, and we got picked up by police and put in the back seat for a while, but then they let us go.
I wonder if it was my family, because my family were police in Ottawa. So
Oh, yeah,
probably one of my relatives that picked you up, I'll tell you. My Uncle
yeah,
John. Anyway,
right.
well, isn't there? Well, there you go. And yeah, there we are. There. This is why we're getting along here. This is good. And where's Jennifer from? Just out of curiosity.
He's from Toronto, East York,
Okay.
born and raised mostly, and also from Barrie for high school.
Okay, well, I lived in Bradford for 11 years, so I understand that. Okay, so here we are, Dream of Eden, finally. We do get
Great.
around to the music, we really do, but we tell a lot of stories along the way, and I think it's fun. I think
Okay.
it's fun. I think it's fun. Anyway, but
Yeah.
people get to know more useless things about us, and they're fun. There you go.
Yeah.
Dream of Eden. Here we go.
Sidewalk beneath a pure blue sky. Children's games for you and I. We throw stone on stone. Will we still be innocent when we are grown? Up the road and down the lane, animals receive the rain. Sky falls but has no sin. Are we children still beneath the skin? I've been widowed by a world that grew from broken seeds. Everything is naked. I'm dressed in weeds. I'm dressed in weeds. Saw you coming through the gate, but you would not stop and wait. Down the block, turn at the end, hurrying to meet your brand new friend. I've been widowed by a world that grew from broken seeds. Everything is naked, and I am dressed in weeds. I am dressed in weeds. I've been widowed by a world that grew from broken seeds. Everything is naked, and I am dressed in weeds. I am dressed in weeds.
Dream of Eden, Ian North, and we're coming close to the end of the program. And of course, we're going to play Malahat. So let's have a backstory on Malahat there, Ian.
Well, Malahat, it's just a piece that I wrote. It's for guitar. Chris Gardner has added the beautiful surroundings for it, and we named it Malahat. We were talking about it, and had to come up with a name for it. I was originally calling it MDO because it was the more difficult one of the guitar pieces I'd written, and but that was not going to fly for a permanent name. We thought of Coquihalla because it seemed like a road song. So we're going to call it Coquihalla, but I decided I like Malahat better because I've driven on it so many times. And I had that photograph. If you're looking at the video, it's in there. That photograph of my daughter on a trip down the Malahat, balancing on a wall above the canyon below.
Okay, so pardon my ignorance because I can be very ignorant. Where's Malahat?
Oh, the Malahat is the
Malahat.
highway
Help me.
between the Malahat is the highway between Nanaimo and Victoria along the east coast of Vancouver Island.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Now I know.
They give them names out there. They got the Malahat, they've got the Coquihalla, which goes from I forget where it starts, but it ends pretty much in Hope, BC. And the thing about the Coquihalla is that there's no gas station. There's nowhere to stop. You have to fill up before you get on it. And you have to drive all the way.
Wow.
And then there's another one that goes up to Squamish, from Vancouver to Squamish, which is called Sea to Sky. Yeah, Sea to Sky Highway.
Wow.
Well, if I come up with other instrumentals, I'll name them all after different highways in BC.
You have a love for BC?
Yes, my father's side of the family is all from BC, and my grandmother lived in Vancouver, and my cousins are all out there, some in the interior and some on the island, and my brother lives in Vancouver now, and I've lived out there off and on over the years. Yeah.
Well, you've got your name North. That is your name. So,
that's my real name. I didn't make it up.
That's your name. That's your name. That's your name. But no, it's a great name. Ian North. I mean, how Canadian can you get? You know, it's like,
unfortunately, there's somebody else, another musician named Ian North. He's passed away recently in the last couple of years. But a lot of times online, I get mixed up with him.
Yeah.
I'm not the punk guy. I'm a Canadian folk singer. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So let's listen to Malahat, and then we'll come back for a brief moment, and we'll go out with our extras. So first, we'll listen to Malahat, and we'll think about driving along those dreamy highways. Is it through the mountains or on the coast?
It's along the coast, but the mountains. It's mountains, coasts, ocean, islands.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Well,
yeah,
let's all close our eyes and listen to Malahat. Here we go. Malahad, Ian North. He's a Canadian singer, songwriter, guitarist, and vinyl record collector. So, got to go to his, I got to go to your website. That's iannorthmusic.com. And there you'll get everything you want, everything you could possibly want. He's got all the links there, and you can have a real ball going there. It's wonderful. The music is there, the beautiful vids that his wife, Jennifer North, sorry, I forgot the last name again. Well,
Claveau. She goes by Claveau as an artist. Yeah.
Yes, Jennifer Claveau, and of course, we're going to put all kinds of links in the description box, so you can go visit those and connect, and buy the music, because that's why we're here. We're here to help our artists to purchase, their music, because it ain't easy. It ain't easy, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful music. So thank you so much, Ian, for joining me.
Thank you.
Here.
Yeah, that was great.
It's been absolutely fun. So we're just going to go out with our extra, and then we'll have this podcast up very soon. So here we go with. Thank you so much for our audience.
Thank you
to our audience for joining us tonight.
Oh yeah,
I can speak. I don't know. I get a little tongue tied every so often. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's all about that. So and this extra, by the way, was done by that's the voice of my producer, Chris Burkett, on there.
Okay.
Yeah, but and he produced, and that music that's an excerpt from my last song that I recorded back in 2022, but I haven't done anything since. So I just put it all together and made an intro and an extra with it. So here we go, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here on the Joyce Aldrich Show.
You are listening to the Joyce Aldrich Show from Toronto, Canada, Arts and Entertainment Edition.
Hey there, music lovers. Did you know that getting licensed to share music online is not just the right thing to do? It's also super important for supporting creators and the music industry. That's why we're proud to be licensed by SOCAN, a copyright collective that grants licenses for online music broadcasts in Canada. By getting licensed through SOCAN, you ensure that every beat, every note, and every melody that you play is compliant and fair to the creators. Join us in supporting the music community. Visit SOCAN's website at www.socan.com and get your web radio, podcast, or any other use of online music licensed today. Let's stream beautiful music together, legally and ethically. SOCAN. Music, people, connected.